What's up guys, CJ here, and thank you for tuning in to another all-new Hybrid News Now. Lots to talk about today. First up, all of those X-Men Apocalypse reviews hit the web yesterday, and I'll break them down for you. Then we'll move on to some New Mutants movie news, and finally we'll wrap up our day with a little hint at the Avengers roster going into Infinity War. But as we've done with BVS and Civil War, first up let's talk about those X-Men Apocalypse movie reviews, and man, they're pretty rough. Currently, the film is rocking a 47% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the average score is a 5.5 out of 10. Now, a lot of that can change, given that the movie's only got 36 reviews so far, 17 fresh to 19 rotten. And honestly, this brings me to a question that I don't have the answer for. What was Fox thinking lifting the embargo this early? I saw someone saying yesterday that maybe it was an attempt to let all the negative attention and hype kind of die down in the 2 or 3 weeks before the movie comes out, and yeah, that could be the case. But honestly, I think maybe the simplest answer is the correct one, and that would honestly just be that they miscalculated. They thought the movie was going to be better received, and it wasn't. And before people start crying about the conspiracy again, just wait a damn minute. Honestly, think about it. Unless Marvel's literally just started paying people in the last 60 days, the math just does not add up. Singer's been both financially and critically successful helming the X-Men movies. I mean, X-Men 1 and X2 both sit in the low to mid 80s on Rotten Tomatoes, and Days of Future Past has a 91% score, which right now is actually a point higher than Civil War, which is arguably the best MCU movie to date, according to those bought-off critics. Look, it all comes down to this thing called Occam's razor, which is to say, among competing theories, the one with the fewest assumptions is usually the right one. Put simply, the simplest answer is just usually correct. So maybe reviewers didn't find the movie to be as incredible as we were all hoping that it was going to be, but you know what, honestly, I'm still excited. I loved First Class, and I even liked Days of Future Past, and honestly, I do love this world they're building through this new trilogy, so yes, I'm going to be excited for X-Men Apocalypse until I'm actually sitting in the theater to make a decision myself. But I want to hear your thoughts. Are you still excited? Were you ever excited? And what impact do you think this is going to have on the Fox Marvel universe going forward? Speaking of Fox Marvel, let's keep talking about them a little bit and dive into some New Mutants news. And the star of this story is, again, Simon Kinberg, writer/executive producer extraordinaire over at Fox. Collider caught up with him yesterday to talk about a variety of topics, of course, X-Men Apocalypse, seeing as it was their press day, but the conversation also shifted to another upcoming movie, New Mutants. Kinberg wouldn't say much, but he did confirm that they're looking to start production in 2017, a sign that the movie may be targeting something like an early 2018 release date. But the big thing is he confirmed that while nothing is set in stone, if the current script holds, Professor X will be in the movie. That kind of sounds like a no-brainer, right? I mean, younger team, probably going to include Xavier's school to some extent. The professor just should be involved. But from my understanding of the situation, with Apocalypse, James McAvoy's contract is actually officially up, so the hesitancy from Simon Kinberg might just be because they're focusing on re-signing him for more pictures right about now. Either way, I hope we'll see him, because with Apocalypse and now, of course, an upcoming New Mutants movie, I'm kind of hoping we're inching closer to that more comic book accurate kind of super team and super school dynamic. And in our last story of the day, let's talk about the Avengers roster post-Civil War and moving forward in the MCU. Spoiler alert here, click away if you haven't seen Civil War and you don't want to know about anything regarding the ending. Alright, we're all good? Well, given the end of the movie and Cap's fugitive status, it definitely would seem to suggest they're setting up the whole Secret Avengers thing. But with that tease came a whole lot more questions. Specifically, the biggest one is, would there be two separate Avengers squads, Cap's Secret Avengers and Tony's government-sanctioned squad? And maybe, would they potentially split up the two-part Avengers sequel amongst themselves? So Cap's team gets one part, and then Tony's team gets another part. Well, Christopher Marcus and Steve McFeely, screenwriters for Civil War and Infinity War, confirmed to IGN that is not the case, though they just stopped short of confirming whether or not there will be two teams in the movie after all. They actually compared it to Civil War. Some people have a large role in the movie, some characters have a smaller role in the movie, some have large plots, some have smaller subplots, and so on and so forth. In fact, they also confirmed some characters are kind of going to flip-flop. They'll have smaller roles in part 1 and bigger roles in part 2 and vice versa. Regardless, it all seems pretty up in the air, so be sure to check out the clip below for the full interview. My question to you, though, is do you think that we're going to see two separate teams of Avengers in the beginning of Infinity War? Honestly, I still don't think that's the case. I think Tony is going to be retired again for like the 4th time in 4 movies, and Cap is going to be doing the whole Secret Avengers thing. But yay or nay, let me know in the comment section below. Well, that wraps it up for another H&N. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider supporting us on Patreon for access to all of our original content a day early and exclusive videos that won't go up on YouTube. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you tomorrow.